Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends that have joined us for today's video. And today's video is going to be a short and sweet video, but it's going to leave a splinter of a problem that we are going to come back to in a different series of videos that deal with this particular function. Okay, because the code in this example doesn't work. But we'll talk about that later. For right now, let's go ahead and get our reading done. So what's the problem? Come on, dude.
Working with binary data record layouts. The struct module provides pack and unpack functions for working with variable length binary record formats. The following example shows how to loop through header information in a zip file without using the zip file module. Pack codes H and I represent 2 and 4 byte and sign numbers, respectively. The less than sign indicates that they are standard size and in little endian byte order.
All right, is that clear? Does everyone understand now? Can we move on? No, okay. All right, so all of that is nonsense. Okay, so we're going to have to learn from the example. All right, so let's look at this example. So we're loading the module library, whatever you want to call it, called struct. Okay, and it talks about the pack and the unpack functions, but then it doesn't use them. It uses the open function to read the binary data. Okay, and then it initiates some integer here for, I'm guessing, using a loop somewhere. Okay. Then what do we go down here? All right, so we've got a loop, and it loops through it 3 times. Okay. So we start by adding 14. Is that what that means? This is add 14 to start. Okay. All right. Whatever. Fields. What are we doing? Well, here we go. We're using the unpack function to load some data in these fields, right? I guess that's what they're doing. But look at this. Somehow we're managing to load 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields into these fields, okay? And then we do some more work with the start thing. For some reason, they're keeping track of this number. Now we're going to take this information, download it into a file, okay? And then we're going to take the file name size, and now we're going to add that to the start. Then we're going to and I guess we're using it in here. And then we create like a variable extra. Then we're going to print all this stuff. Okay, and then we're going to do the loop again. Here's the problem. When we go to run the code, this little bit, the CRC32, blows up because the machine says that doesn't exist. It doesn't. It's in the unpacked function. It's defined in the unpacked function. And the machine is telling us it doesn't exist. That's because this code is old and they must have upgraded this thing. Okay? But we're at the 35,000 feet level here. We can't dig into this, not in this video, but we're going to come back and we're going to learn this unpacking and packing of binary stuff forwards and backwards. We got a lot of other stuff to do before that, but we're going to come back to here and we're going to figure out why that's not working, and we're going to fix this code and we're going to make it work. All right, with that said, and here we are in the example code. I went ahead and I put some information in here to change where the memory is, the machine is pointing at. Okay, because it wants us to open up the zip file. Okay, so I found a zip file, or I took an existing file and I compressed it, and I put it in this folder here, so we could actually have a zip file to work with, because, you know, the manual, you know, just uses these freaking names and it doesn't really, you know, there's no physical zip file for us to use. It's just words on a sheet of paper. So I had to create this zip file. Okay, and then we go to do the loop, and when it starts to loop, it blows up because this is no longer in here. And we're not going to figure that out today. But there's the code. Let me just march to this really quickly so you can see it. All right, look, there's the import the OS system. Now we're going to import the struct. I guess we should call it module, but for some reason I want to call it a library. We do the loop. It blows up because the unpack is changed, and they no longer have the CRC32 field in it. All right, so let's go ahead and run. And of course it blows up. Let's do the continue so we can get the output, which you cannot see, but I can. So we're going to exit out of this and go to the output. And here we are in the output. As you can see, everything's going fine. Oh, look, this is where it was pointing. And now we're pointing over here. So, oh, look, there's a zip file in it. Kaboom. Okay. What's it say here? Okay. This is all stuff we don't really care about. We care about this. Name error, name, CRC32 is not defined. Well, why isn't it defined? It's supposed to be defined. And it's the problems with code that's from the library that we don't have access to. So what do? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to find out what the code looks like inside this unpack function, and we're going to figure out how to use it correctly since the manual has not been updated. And with that, children's, go out and play, be nice to each other, and we'll see you in the next video.